Hello, and welcome to Homer for Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. Today, we will be reading from lines 503 to 514 in Book 10 of the Iliad. We will be hearing about Diomedes' recipient of a message from Athena and see Odysseus and him leave the Thracian camp. I hope you enjoy. But he tarried and pondered what most reckless deed he might do, whether to take the chariot, where lay the war gear richly dight, and draw it out by the pole, or lift it on high and so bear it forth, or whether he should rather take the lives of yet more Thracians. The while he was pondering this in heart, even then Athene drew nigh and spake to goodly Diomedes. Bethink thee now of returning, son of great-souled Tydeus, to the hollow ships, lest thou go thither in full flight, and haply some other god rouse up the Trojans. So spake she, and he knew the voice of the goddess as she spoke, and swiftly mounted the horses. And Odysseus smote them with his bow, kopsid Odysseus toxoi, and they sped toward the swift ships of the Achaeans. Awesome. Let's sing it. Autora mermeris de menon te kunta ton erdoi. Hoge di från helon och di poi kila tauke heketo. Krumo exuroi ek peroi hupsosa eras. Di ton pleonon dre kona på tuomon eloito. Hei och så ta thormain katafrena tofra dene. Enguten hista menne prosopedi och mädea dio. Nos tuede mnesai mega tumon tuede os vie. Nei as pigla porasme kai pefobe menos elthes. Me putist kai troas egere sinteos alos. Hos fathodexune gedea sopafones ases. Carpalimos dibon bebes to kopsa do Odysseus. Toxoi doi do beton to toase pinea sekaion. Awesome. So I just want to talk about the staging here. So Athena comes down and is right next to Diomedes. All right, so right next to Diomedes, whispers in his ear. Histamene prosepe Diomedes dion engusen. This is like near-wise. Think of your nostos. Remember your return. Great-hearted Tydeus. Mnesai, this word takes the genitive. So remember what is this? Bethink thee now of returning, O megatumon tu deus, right? So, interesting. Huia tu deus megatumo, think now of your nostu, right? So two different halves here of the genitive construction. There's two different genitive constructions, sorry. This is in the vocative. And one wonders, so hear me out here, as far as what if Odysseus is Athena here? So let's keep going with this running bit I have where I keep saying that it's so dark outside because they mentioned that it's so dark outside, right? They can't see anything, and that's why there's so many sound things. That's why he whistled, right? That's why, they couldn't recognize people until they speak, right? They recognize dawn after he speaks, this sort of thing. Let's keep going with the sound thing, or at least the darkness thing, and think, okay, like the goddess Athena, like he recognizes the goddess Athena's voice, right? So obviously you think to yourself, well, that can't be Odysseus. Odysseus is a male voice, right? But maybe the voice of Athena is actually here a bit of wisdom, right? And anybody can sort of speak in the voice of Athena in that register, the register of supplying wisdom. And it's a very crucial piece of wisdom because it encourages him to fall back. Go home, take your treasures as you have it right now, right? And, basically like survive, because otherwise, like if he tries to bring out the chariot, by its pole, right? Or if he tries to, carry all this heavy armor, there's a good chance that this hubris is going to ignite, another, god to rouse up the Trojans, as it were. Egere sinteos alos troas, right? And then they're going to be pursued, and who's going to catch who when one person's like carrying all the armor, you know what I mean? So maybe actually, would it be disappointing to go back to the camp and be like, I checked myself and I stopped doing great deeds because, I thought that it was dangerous? Or would it be a lot better to say, Athena checked me? Or, what's the third option? Odysseus checked me, right? And, I listened to him and I backed down. Isn't that kind of embarrassing, guys? Oh, you listened to Odysseus and you backed down? Isn't that lame? And so, I don't know. But those are your three options, right? For like who the voice of Athena is, right? I think that there's just like, and the reason why I think this becomes more salient is, you get to hear at the end, right? And it's like they're both right by the horses, right? So right away, right? Right? So he gets up right away on the horses, right? And Odysseus strikes it with the bow, right? Odysseus seems to already be on the horse, right? Or why didn't they say that they both got on the horses, right? Odysseus seems to already be on the horse, right? So my theory is that bodies are cleared away. Odysseus has taken the horses, right, back up to, to Odysseus, right? And he's like, get on the second horse, buddy, right? Let's get out of here. And that is the voice of wisdom from Athena in some ways. Now, there's no way to clinically declare whether or not this is right or wrong. I guess you would have to analyze lots of different stamene prosope, sort of godlike voices, right? But I just think it's something worth exploring, because the point at which a heroic warrior has the strength of mind to turn around is also is just as strong as their courage to keep going. And that's where we will poetically end the reading today. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.